Performance measurement is a fundamental discipline, yet very few organisations know how to apply performance measures effectively. Performance measures are often seen as a threat to people, as something that you're measured by, whereas the value of measurement, if done correctly, is something that can help to inspire and motivate teams to improve performance, and that can help the whole organisation. Let me give you an example. One organisation had a call centre where they were struggling with call backlogs. So the manager put in place a measure that was to reduce the call backlog time. As a consequence, operators were putting down the phone on picking up the call, so that it would mean that the response times would reduce and the call backlog would go down. It was also changing the nature of the calls. Rather than listening to what the customer had as a problem and trying to get the problem fixed, we're really just trying to close the call out quickly and move on to the next one to reduce the backlog. So the manager rightfully saw the issue there, went back to understand what sort of behaviours they were looking for. So they set in two measures, one which was to, first of all, see that the call completed to the client's satisfaction. So there was some satisfaction metrics on what the calls was thought, and also to get the call handled, so the inquiry handled in one call, therefore avoiding lots of repeat calls and waiting for the backlog. And then in the background, they'd look at staffing issues and getting to better understand how being able to respond to these calls would lead to better client retention, which of course then ultimately helps with revenues. So if we look at the design of measures, it really is a fundamental practice. I did an event a couple of months ago and just did a straw poll on what people thought about measurement and whether they'd done any training in it. And to my amazement, there were only 2 people out of 100 plus who'd actually had any formal training on measurement at all. So when measurement is such a fundamental discipline, you really wonder why there isn't any training out there. In fact, if you go online and look and search for a course on performance measurement, there simply isn't one. The other thing about performance measurement is that really is about not just about keeping steady state, it's about finding the things you need to change to then improve performance. So measurement and improvement go hand in hand. And so what I've done is I've set up a course on how to improve measurement and performance. I've set up a course on how to measure and improve performance. And this course is for leaders who've got challenging objectives that they need to hit. It'll help them to better understand ways in which they can actually drive performance improvement with their teams through better measurement. It's for quality managers, change and improvement managers, helping them to understand how to apply these practices in the teams they work with in operating areas. And it's for project managers and people from PMO teams, program managers, because the things that they're delivering as capability actually needs to deliver a return, i.e. some benefits. And those benefits need to be measured. So they need to know how to go out to the operational areas to get the right measures established so that the things they're delivering can actually be seen to be delivering value. So what's this course? It's a 1-day course which has 3 parts. The first part is, why do we measure performance and what are the opportunities for improving it? So throughout the course we'll be doing some group sessions as well, and there'll be lots of discussion around some of the causes of poor performance and where measurement practices can be improved. I'll then take you through an approach to measure the right things. So first of all, that involves understanding the process, that's the context of the process, the suppliers, the customers, the inputs and the outputs, and the key activities through that process, who's doing what in which role. Then understanding the current measures that you have, some of which may not actually be apparent because they may be coming out of some sort of dashboard or report. So it's actually understanding, well, which things have we got that we measure at the moment? How do we baseline our current performance? And then getting to understand some of the causes of poor performance and tying that back then to help you to design more of the measures that matter, that are relevant and meaningful to the people in those teams. So having got the right measures in place, the third part is to look at a process for continuous improvement. So by that I mean going into a team and with the improvements they need to make, having a very clear change plan. And if you're in a corporate or a large public sector body, you need to understand how all of the programs of change that are going on, could be new IT systems, could be a major training and exercise, could be a big reorganization or further productivity improvements, big business transformation projects, that sort of thing. How do you actually put that into teams so that they can manage and control the change that's going on and have more control over the things that are actually being delivered by the projects? So there's a process of continuous improvement that I will share in terms of how teams can manage and operate that, which can be run by improvement managers or even the line managers in those teams ideally. And then to make it happen, what are the things we need to do to establish this as an ongoing practice? How do we use management reporting? And how do we create sustainable systems which will report on the things that people need to know? So if you're interested in a course on performance measurement and how to improve performance, then please contact me at info@changedirector.com. And I'm Andrew Hudson, so I'll be leading the course for you, and I'd be very interested to hear those of you who'd like to participate. We'll be running events through September and October, so please reach out to me and we'll get the course arranged